a special guest for our
All of you, please be seated.
Any?
I can start.
Absolutely.
Please be seated.
So first of all, thank you for having us here. It's very delightful to see you here. So my question is see, the technology is growing very fast. And we also know that how keen you are in shaping our state as an AI frontrunner. So what is the role of AI in governance and public service?
How many of you use AI? You use it beyond the prompt, or you've really harnessed the value of AI? So I've started using AI as my assistant. So it goes through my calendar, prepares summaries, preparatory documents, gives me a week summary of where I spend how much time. So AI is here. AI is going to change the way we're going to work. No second thoughts about it. The question is, are we willing to embrace it, or are we going to resist it? I think this is what we have to go with. And every industrial revolution has created more jobs than it has always replaced. And that's been the case historically. In multiple industrial revolutions, India has resisted change. And that is when we lost opportunities. But Industrial Revolution 3, which is the IT revolution, we embraced. So all of you have a job. Similarly, I believe AI is going to be here. AI is going to change the way we're going to work. Is government using AI? Absolutely. Is government using AI at 100%? Absolutely not. So I believe that we're just about trying to understand how can we use AI better in governance. So the biggest thing is delivery of welfare. How can I use AI to ensure that the rightful get all the welfare schemes, and not people who are already well off or who are the upper part of the society don't get? How do you ensure that? How can you ensure that the government orders that we give, based on the historical court legal litigation, that this order will stand the test of time and legal scrutiny? So we have started using AI in that sense. So the governments also have to choose. There's just so many use cases across the world and across different departments. Education itself has so many use cases. I have to choose what are those 20 use cases, I'll give 80% return. And that's where I approach. Thank you.
Another one is, in this vast technical ecosystem, what do you feel like this trend might have existed in your college or child?
See, technology trends will come and will go, or will become obsolete. For me, college was more about learning from my friends, building a strong peer group and friendship. That always lasts for life. So I think all of you here as colleagues also will end up building deep relationships, bonds. And these are things that you remember for the rest of your life. This won't change.
Yeah.
The human connection won't change. The router will get outdated, the Wi-Fi router will get outdated. AI, there'll be who knows what will come next, right? Technology will always evolve, but human connections will always remain constant and strong. So as you go about, building your career, don't forget your friends, your family, and your colleagues. Collaboration makes all the difference. That's what I think. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
With all due respect to my other states, I don't think any state has a quantum ecosystem. With all due respect, with all humility I'm saying it. Because, see, it's not just about the quantum compute capacity. That's not what we are trying to achieve in Andhra. The idea is, how do I go end to end? How do I do research? How do I transform education curriculum? How do I build use cases? How do I get the computer? Then eventually, how do I also get the guys who manufacture it? It could be the cryogenics, material sciences. See, the biggest question that we ask ourselves, we want to build an indigenous, world-class, India-researched quantum computer. We don't have material sciences. India, all of us choose IT and AI, but we don't choose material science. I need material science engineer. So it's very important to build the entire ecosystem in a very robust manner. So that's what we are now doing in Amravati, which is the quantum ecosystem. It's going to be based out of Amravati. And I don't want to spread ecosystems around. So a lot of people ask me this question, why not IT in Anantapur or IT in various other cities or even Tirupati for that matter. I say ecosystem is very important. So unless a critical mass comes in, you will not succeed. And this is the model we are taking across 22 clusters. In data, in AI, in IT, in materials. So heavy, the rare earth materials coming in Srikakulam. Medical devices manufacturing here. The entire shipbuilding. southwards. So like that we identified 22 clusters where who are all the players in the clusters. I call it verticals. So A to Z, how do I get all of them? There will be about 400-500 companies that will make a cluster. How do I get all of them? The vertical is where my department plays a role, education. So how does it? Education will cut across, right? So skilling is important. Like quantum, we did a lot of work in skilling. Again, my department, right? Then how do I bring in curriculum? So we now have a minor in quantum. Like this is where we need to work on this tight integration. Otherwise, we will not succeed. And as a nation, what will happen is the cost will only go up. Ecosystem will never get built, and then we'll be in trouble. So that's the way we are approaching quantum. So I believe no other state has it. Subject to correction, I'm sure my counterparts will have a different view. But that's good. Yeah, thank you.
I think there's a question here. The lady.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are your top 3 priorities of your government based on the IT sector today in Vizag?
To promote IT sector or to use IT in government?
Yeah.
Promote? For me, again, it's about the ecosystem, right? So if you ask me, the single biggest priority for me is to bring the top players who will make up the ecosystem. That is one part. So I believe that domestic IT companies also have very large role to play, and I intend to promote them. That's one part. Second is the GCCs. The GCC ecosystem is now getting built up. I've seen what magic it's done to Bangalore, now what it's doing to Hyderabad. So I intend to build that GCC ecosystem as we go. And the third biggest priority for me is to actually reskill, retool our entire education system. So curriculum revamp is the biggest priority for me. So I keep telling my department, right? I mean, okay, engineering 4 years, they don't get a job. Hyderabad, Amirpet, they go, they get skilled. 3 months, 4 months, they get a job. So 4 years, what have we done? Right? And government is spending a lot of money. Each child is spending almost now 2 lakh rupees. Fee reimbursement of various models, almost 2 lakh rupees in IL. Bachelorette alone. So we are investing so much. So where is quality coming out? So this is what we are really focused on. How do we bring that quality? And continuous skill. And lifelong, how do we ensure that you have tools available from the government that will continue to skill up? So that's the agenda. So if you say, okay, what is the outcome at the end of it? I'm looking at 500,000 people in IT sector working in Visakha. So that is the single agenda with which we are working. Data centers is a catalyst, 99 paise is a catalyst giving that. Please be seated. I do get a lot of criticism for it, but see, end of the day, I believe that, companies like IBM and the ecosystem that they create, and all of you will end up spending your money, you will give me a lot of tax too. Thank you very much. This outweighs at the price at which I actually end up giving a land. So one of the company who got land recently, they're going to build a 25,000 seater campus. Imagine how massive.
Minister, sir, one last question.
Go ahead.
Please go
Go ahead, ask me. I'm here.
I'm very happy to see you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. What surprised you the most about the AI in the past few years?
In the past few years, what surprised me? The more I dig, the more I learn. Earlier, I would use AI for more menial works to sort of proofread my message, grammatical, or if you want to make some changes. To now actually using AI as my assistant. AI is going to change. The traditional menial jobs that we do is no longer going to be relevant. So for all youngsters here, all of us have to embrace AI on how do we improve our productivity. Otherwise, if I say, no, I know this, I'll only do that, then you are in trouble. So you have to learn. So my wife, Brahmi, went to a Claude program, 1 full day. So she gave me a crash course. Dummies, Claude for Dummies 101, I got that course. 2 hours. I learned a lot. It's become part of my life. So it reads my calendar, it knows what meetings I have tomorrow. It prepares summary documents. If I met that person in the past in the calendar, it will say how many times I met him, what were the minutes of discussion. So that's where I think, AI, the more you spend time, you experiment, you play with it, there's so much you can learn. Any questions? Go ahead.
Is it that also you keep learning and stay updated for emerging technologies?
Good question. So I think first of all, I think all of us should learn one thing is always be learning. Always be learning. So I think a great example of that is our Chief Minister. So CM Gar called me into a meeting and said, I want to do quantum. I'm like, what is he even talking? I said, what is quantum? So as IT Minister, honestly, I had no idea. But then we researched, we learned. So CM Garu is now 76 years old, but he's willing to learn. And then, of course, magic happened with IBM, and rest is history, as we say. See, if not for that thought, we won't be successful. So all of you should spend time, you should interact, you should talk to colleagues. So as important as it is to sit in a formal setting and program and do what you do, even conversation beyond office, conversation in cafeteria, those actually matter. You have to learn from each other. So that is very important. It's like how Brahmani got me into the entire cloud ecosystem, Anthropic ecosystem. She's the one who created the thought process, right? So she was asking me, what did you do? I said, this is all I did. She's like, damn, I'm not getting time to do it. But I spend evening 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 11, 12, what else do you do, right? It enables you. So all of you should learn. Open your mind. The girls are very quiet.
So then a few more messages from there. Sandeep Patel, Managing Director, IBM India and South Asia. Say a few.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So look, first of all, Honorable Minister, thank you for making the time to be here. I sort of look at this as one more step towards the developing relationship between Andhra Pradesh and IBM. I think clearly we had a lot of interactions. Clearly what we are going to be doing with the quantum ecosystem here is going to be, I think, game-changing for India overall.
Forget
for
the state.
For
India.
India.
The state will be doing it for India. So the ecosystem will be getting developed here. And hopefully if everything goes through as planned, by the end of the year, the first IBM quantum machine will be here in Andhra Pradesh. And we'll
Sir, not if.
It is going to happen.
If it's not there in our dictionary. Because the CM asked me, when Bogapura airport got opened,
I know.
I flew back with the CM and he was asking me, when is the computer coming? Building kab ho jayega. So we get into
So,
as soon as I think now all the clearances are done and we will have that here. I don't know if all of you know Amit Singhi, who runs our research labs. He's actually very actively building out an ecosystem so that we not just have a machine. I think Honorable Minister said it perfectly. It's not about just compute capacity. It's about how do we put it to use. How do we create an ecosystem around it where ongoing R&D, I think we're still a few years away from using quantum at scale, but that will only happen when we have the right ecosystem that focuses on both research as well as practical applications of quantum. And I think this is where Kamakauti Garu has been very, very explicit in saying that we should not do anything, any technology, if we can't put it to practical applications, then it's not really very helpful. It's not helpful, and it should not just be for commercial applications, but for social good, which is what we're starting to build out. So the commitment of this and everything that you all are doing, I think are the seeds that we are planting to continue to build out the massive forest that we want to build out here in Andhra Pradesh with the support of the government and Honorable Minister, CM Garu and everyone else. I think every time I interact with them, one of the things that fascinates me is the vision that both of them are seeing for the state, because that itself is just so heartening and enriching, particularly for people who've been in technology. I see this as a way for us to really, help them achieve their vision. That should be all of our objectives as well, as we continue to bring technology, because I truly believe that we have lived in India with this notion that we build and drive innovation in India, for India and the world. And that should continue to be our focus and drive. So thank you, sir, for being here and encouraging all of our folks in what we are doing in the state.
Yeah, just a few words. I'm the research guy, and it's not common that you find the research guy walking the government corridors. But why does it happen here? I think that's what was remarkable is we talk to a lot of states and ecosystem players in India, but the one state that keeps the researcher on his toes is Andhra Pradesh, which makes it very interesting. Which makes it very interesting. Our teams are so excited to bring what they know about the technology to something that actually impacts real situations in India, not just Andhra Pradesh actually. Amravati is going to be a hub for the entire country and for the world. There's a lot of excitement outside IBM about it. We are also doing some things around AI with the AP government, trying to shape a concept of an AI stack. There also we see, you know, always the bureaucrats in the government are staying steps ahead of us. They are bringing other ecosystem players and we are saying, oh, you thought of this, let's now work together on that. So it's really remarkable that at the leadership level in the state here, there are people who are committed. And many times people ask me, why you bring the quantum machine to Amravati out of all the places? You know, there's no magic. There are many places in India who in theory would have really liked to get it. And there's a lot of heartburn now, I can tell you that.
But they don't have Mr. Naidu.
They don't have Mr. Naidu, and then because of that tone he sets, everybody around him gets engaged. You know what Sir said about being a constant learner, I think that tone really I see in the government. And the commitment to make it happen, not just to cut the ribbon.